Hello, good morning, everyone.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Thanks for Holding. This is the show where we talk about how modern consumer brands actually grow in today's commerce landscape. So I'm Joshua, an AI engineer intern at 14 AI, and I'm here with Marie, CEO of 14 AI. Today, we're on hold with Bora Mutluoglu, co-founder and CRO of Reacher.
He's also the GOAT.
The goat,
the TikTok shop goat.
Okay.
And goat and other things as well.
Yeah. As seen in this book,
Yes.
the new book.
Yes, and he's going to talk about what it really takes for brands to succeed in TikTok Shop, especially when it comes to creator collaboration. So thank you, Bora, and ready to get started.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna put on my glasses just so I match with you all a little bit.
All right,
let's get into it.
This is great. So many brands start posting on TikTok, and they get a few videos that hit, so go viral, maybe like 100,000, 500,000, million views. But they struggle to turn that into something sustainable. So either sales-wise or other ways. So what's the key difference between a viral moment, so sort of fleeting, or something that's sustainable, like a sustainable, scalable creator engine?
Yeah, I mean, viral moments are kind of like luck-based. I mean, a lot of brands do look at like what other brands are doing and try to match up with their viral videos. But even the other brands' viral videos are usually luck-based. I mean, there's a few creators and there's a few brands that have actually, they understand what goes viral or what content type goes viral, but it also differs from brand to brand, product to product. I think like for a new brand, and this is something I hear very commonly, it's like, oh, I don't know. I'm a brand. I don't know how to make content. I don't know how to go viral. That's fine. You don't have to know. You just need to find the creators that know how to go viral, right? So that's where, you go on TikTok Shop, you find the right creators that match your brand, you reach out to them, and then, you can give them some pointers on like, hey, here are the things to talk about in regards to my product, but then they take it from there, right? You don't want to like give them a script. So then, if you have thousands of videos being posted, a few of them ought to go viral, right? Once you find the ones that go viral and make sales, then you have a system that you can get from that video. Like, what did they actually do? What was the hook they used? How long between each cut, things like that. And then you can analyze that with AI or just with a human creative director. And then you can try to get other creators to do the same, essentially.
Just find something repeatable.
Yeah, exactly. Find something that worked, and then you create a repeatable system off of that video that worked.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. And so you mentioned brands just reaching out to some creators a bit like random. At what point do you think the brand needs a structure?
Structured outreach. So I think I actually recommend a structure in general for all brands, whether you're just starting off or not. I think bigger brands that have a bigger budget of sending out samples can kind of send out samples to whoever they want and see what sticks. But smaller brands that have a smaller budget, I actually recommend, using a specific search, figuring out like, what is your product? Like if your product is a creatine brand, you probably want to reach out to like gym bros first, people that are working out, right? That take creatine obviously and use creatine. And then as you kind of like figure that segment out, you can segment to maybe another group of people. Maybe it's like entrepreneurs, because actually creatine is good for your brain, supposedly, I think. So they could be like us. They could be like, oh, okay, let's go to like the SF bubble and try to like get people to take creatine just so they can focus down, right? So you can start segmenting out these groups of creators, reaching out to them. And then each group of creators is actually going to have a different way of selling your product. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. And so today with AI, people are always talking about automation. How do we automate parts of one's workflow? And so creator marketing used to be very manual. Like we'd have someone go on Instagram and literally look people up, hashtags, try to find people, influencers. And so what parts of the workflow can like realistically be automated today?
Yeah.
Without sacrificing what's important. So like authenticity or quality.
Okay. Yeah. From what I know and the tools available today, including our tool, there are very specific manual workflows that can be automated. And I think, we're in SF, right? So he's talking about Claude Code, right? And like, also OpenClaw. But these like tools are really good at finding, like, for example, if I'm going to my email and I want to figure out like what category to categorize emails into, like one could be like a webinar category, right? Like any emails that are coming in, if they mention a webinar or a newsletter, categorize them into that. Another one could be like someone's trying to sell me something, right? AI is really good at analyzing that kind of stuff and categorizing it for me rather than me going in as a human and doing that. Same for creators. You could say like, you could have AI go in and categorize a creator profile into, let's say they're like someone that goes to the gym and someone that reads because they see books and they see gym, right? So that I would recommend using AI for that kind of like mass categorization. But then reaching out to that person and trying to get them interested in talking to you, I don't think AI is that good at that yet. I think it should be a human that's like, hey, bro, I also go to the gym and I also love reading the book about how to make millions on TikTok Shop, right? So that has a human connection and authenticity, especially if you're actually excited about it. I think AI is not good at that yet from what I've seen. It's just like too robotic. So hopefully that gives an idea of, you know, the different things.
I feel the same with like the lives. I was so excited to meet you, like, to create this personal
in
connection.
person, right? In person connection, exactly. That's why people talk about AI creators. And I'm like, you know, AI creators and AI creatives are, you know, they're coming up, but I don't think this human component is going away anytime soon, in my opinion.
So you have now been working with amazing brands, and I'm sure that in the beginning you didn't know what metrics were important for those brands. Is it followers? Is it engagement? Can you share more about what is currently important when you reach out to creators to know if it's a good fit or not?
Okay. So everybody, like the bottom line is everybody wants sales, right? Everybody wants money. Done. Actually, that's it. It's money.
Done.
No, I'm kidding.
Goodbye, everyone.
Done. Shut it down. So money. I mean, okay.
We are done now. You can go to the next meeting.
I can go catch my meeting early. No, but actually, money is like the number one thing. Obviously, like, you know, business is for money, right? But then the two other things that matter the most. People used to think it was follower count. That changed with all the algorithmic updates that TikTok and Instagram and these platforms made. And then they also think like, you know, the brand fit, which actually can matter. Because, for example, if you, again, are like a book company, you probably want to find creators whose algorithm is speaking to people that read, right? So it's like that brand product creator fit. I think that's one thing that's important to brands. And then especially for like enterprise, older brands that are like, you know, trying to break into the new, younger market, they want to find creators that have a relevant audience to their products, but also a younger audience. Because one reason that I hear talking to all these enterprise brands is they're like, I don't actually really care about making that much money on TikTok Shop. As an enterprise brand, I care about the new customer acquisition and the brand awareness for Gen Alpha and Gen Z, right? Like I can't drop any names, but let's imagine like, you know, a brand from 100 years ago. They're like not sexy. They're just like making the same thing, like toilet rolls or something, right? Like
who says that?
You can become like a mummy every day. So they're like, oh, you know, only boomers buy our product. We want to like get a little bit younger. So then they go to TikTok for that reason, right? They don't really care about the money. They care about the brand awareness. And then eventually it's like purchasing in retail or purchasing in Amazon or Shopify.
And from your experience, what kind of products are amazing for creators, TikTok Shop, and what kind of products are actually really bad?
Okay, so
your honest take.
Toilet rolls are probably bad, actually. I mean, I'm sorry to break it to you, dude, but I mean, even I say that, but still creators can be very creative and they can come up with a crazy way to show. I'm sure you seem to love toilet rolls. So.
No, it's for a friend.
Okay, for a friend. Yeah, asking for a friend. So they could come up with a really creative way to show the toilet roll, right? But okay, being honest and looking at all of the products I see working today, it's a few things that lead to that. One is the price point. Still, it's an impulse buy platform. It's not like you don't usually go to TikTok because you're like, I want to go shopping or buying something, right? You go to TikTok because I'm like, oh, I want to get entertained. I want to pass time. And then you happen to get sold something randomly, right? And it's kind of like integrated into the video. So the price point has to be something that's like $20, $30, $40. I mean, it's going up. Now we see like, you know, products that are in the $100 range doing well, but that takes like more middle of funnel content, more education, more time. But something that you can just buy right away and you're just like, oh yeah, I'll try it out, right? Like $20, what is that? And then it's also something that is very easy to show, like right in the video, in the matter of 30 seconds or 1 minute, you get it. You're like, okay, like I see there's a before and an after. There's like, you know, one thing I bought was like a forearm, like, you know, there's like a forearm grip strengthener. So like some dude with like a really jacked forearm, like super veiny and buff, it's just like squeezing it. I'm like, oh, that looks great. I want to look like that. So I just bought it. It was like $10, right? So, but I can see it though. That's the thing. Where like versus maybe there's like a supplement that changes your gastrointestinal something over 30 days. Like that's harder to see, right? But people still sell that though. I'm just saying, like, you know, that might be a little bit harder to sell.
And can also new brands easily engage with creators? Do you already need to have a big following as a brand in order to attract those creators?
Oh yeah, so this is the cold start problem. So brands that have a big following already or that are already known externally, they have a much easier job working with the good creators. Brands that are like, if I started a brand myself, no one knows, I've never started a brand before in my life. I'm just like a tech founder. But if I started a brand, it would be much more difficult for me to break into the creator ecosystem because I don't have a brand name. What makes my product different than other products? I have to have like a very specific, unique value proposition that's different from other products, or I need to give the creators a lot of money up front just to give me a chance, right? And then if we like make money together, then we can keep going. Or you need to have a relationship with the creators, like not a romantic relationship. I mean, you can do that too, but I mean like
what happens to that?
No, what happens on TikTok Shop stays on TikTok Shop. I'm kidding. So what I mean is a friendship, right? Like you reach out to the creators and you're like, hey, we connect over some topic. You ask them about their dog, you become friends. And then the creator's like, oh, okay, like even though I don't really know this brand or this product, I don't really care about it, I'll try it. And then maybe it'll work, right? So those are a few ways that you could, as an emerging new brand, get into the market today.
Awesome. And what are maybe some of the most common mistakes or maybe first time sort of like unoptimized sort of actions that brands take when they start TikTok Shop?
Yeah, I mean, number one, well, product listing is pretty important actually. Like the product selection and the product listing is quite important because I see a lot of people struggle with like even posting the product image that looks nice or even having like product descriptions that look nice. So I would say the product selection, you should pick a product that is actually good for TikTok Shop, as we talked about a little bit earlier. Price point, how it looks, things like that. And then the other thing where people burn a lot of money is they just approve samples based off of like a GMV number, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been in the back end of TikTok Shop in the affiliate center. Like some brands get hundreds of sample requests from creators. And I've seen a lot of affiliate managers do this where they just go in and they look at the metrics. They look at like an engagement rate or like a GMV metric. And they don't look at the profile at all. And they just say like, yeah, like 1K GMV, accept. And they're just sending out samples. And usually that ends up burning a lot of money. Like the sample efficiency isn't there. So what I usually recommend is, either use an AI tool or just go in manually and look at the profiles and figure out what actually is a good fit and then approve accordingly.
And we have a question from Michael. What does the ideal creator mix look like? Is it like micro creators, mid-tier, or very large influencers?
I think that depends. Well, so for TikTok Shop, really large influencers don't really work actually. I haven't seen many really large influencers that from a TikTok Shop sales standpoint work well, because the thing with like really large influencers, if they're posting on their own account, is they already have a brand. They don't like TikTok Shop sales content is very different than like a regular content. Like I met this creator who has 60 million followers on TikTok Shop literally 2 weeks ago. Actually, no, I think it was last week. Last week I met him and I was like, dude, you're huge. You have 60 million followers. Why don't you do TikTok Shop? He's like, I backflip in my videos. He's like, all he does is I dance and I backflip. How can I sell a product? And he's like, I don't want to sell a product on that account. He's like, maybe I'll make another one. But so that's like a really big influencer. They don't want to sell either brand image, right? So actually what works really well is the accounts that have like 1K or like 10K followers on them. And then the people that are actually making the videos know how to sell, right? Those are the accounts I think that work best on TikTok Shop from a creator affiliate standpoint, because they don't have like a brand that they're trying to protect and they know how to sell the product. And like, that's all they're doing, right? They understand the algorithm and how to get people to buy and they just post that essentially.
So you're talking about like going to the back end of TikTok Shop. They receive all the different requests from creators for samples. So, but then you say the solution is like doing some manual work, actually going to the profile and evaluating them. So then how do you maintain that quality when a brand wants to work with like dozens or hundreds of just many creators? Like, do they need someone who goes to every profile or?
Yeah, so as of right now, I mean, we developed a new version of like an AI creator search where like, when you see a sample request, you can really quickly look at the top 3 videos like in our system so that you don't actually have to go to the affiliate center and go to the profile, because the clicks add up, right? Like if you're looking at one TikTok creator, it doesn't take that long. But if you're looking at 1,000 TikTok creators and going to the profile and scrolling, ends up taking like hours, right? But unfortunately, like even with our tool where you can like really quickly see the top videos, I still recommend if you're a brand that is really tight on budget to have someone actually go to the profile and look through the profile and actually confirm with the creator before you even send the sample, like, hey, are you actually interested in working with? It's a lot of manual steps, right? But if we're talking about real good sample efficiency, that is what will work. Is kind of a manual approach as well.
As a human approach.
Yeah, it's a human approach. Exactly. It's talking to them and really analyzing and making sure that this makes sense for our product.
Actually, very similar to B2B sales.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, my best, like I do sales for Reacher a lot, right? My best sales go from like, we connect over something with a person. I don't even sell them anything. And they're like, yeah, so dude, like, great. I love getting along with you. What do you do? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I tell them what I do. And they end up buying. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even mean to do that, but great.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's like a doctor approach.
Yeah, exactly. You just have a conversation and then you figure out the information from there. Exactly.
And another question, is it better to build a strong brand-owned account first or mostly relating on creators?
For TikTok Shop, the brand account is good to build alongside creators. Well, actually, yeah, it is good to start your brand account first because the good creators will look at your brand account as well before they decide to work with you to see, like, is this a real brand? Like, do they even have content? Do they have followers, right? So actually, if you have a strong brand account presence, that'll attract more high quality creators to work with you. And then also people that buy, they'll go search for your brand. Like maybe they see a creator video, because usually the way it works is this, like a consumer will see the creator video, they'll see the product, they'll see it a couple of times. And then if they don't buy right away on that video for some reason, they might go to do a little research on TikTok Shop. They'll go to your brand page and they'll go see like, what is this brand? Like what's going on here, right? And if they don't see any content there, if they don't see like a good brand page, then that might turn them off from buying, right? But if they see good brand content, then they might even buy directly from your brand page if you have shoppable content on your brand. So it is a good idea to build your brand page a little bit before starting on TikTok Shop, just so you have that content there. And it's also a really good idea to go live from your brand page, to do like live sales alongside affiliates, because that kind of boosts the affiliate algorithm, because TikTok loves lives. Like they've been trying to push live since day one, since live is so big in China. So actually the best approach is to do your brand page, go live on your brand page, and then work with affiliates at the same time.
Awesome. And so when a brand sets out to do this, they probably want to know, like, is it working? Is it succeeding? Like, how do I know what is working? And so when you're building a creator engine, when the brand is, what does the data layer look like? So how do they track performance and also like double down on what works and remove what does not work?
The data layer. Okay, so I guess every brand has their own kind of idea of what works and what doesn't work. So I'll talk about the top metrics across all brands. Again, number one is GMV. Is GMV going up? GMV being revenue, right? Is revenue, last 30-day revenue going up? That's, everybody gets that. But the other ones that people look at are video views. So and video views compared to GMV. So if you have 20 million video views in a month, but $2,000 in GMV, that means people are going viral. I mean, that's great, actually. That means people are like getting a ton of views and ton of exposure, but for some reason the videos aren't selling. So then you take that data and you go and look at the top view creator content and see like, oh, maybe they're not doing a call to action. Maybe they're not saying like purchase from the link below or something, right? Then you can like coach them and say, hey, don't change anything about your content except at the very end, just say buy, right? And that could increase your conversion rate by like 10%, right? So it's looking at that data and deciding that. Another thing could be GMV per sample. GMV per sample sent out, right? Because like any sample sent out is a cost on the brand. So you always want that number to be going up. So if your GMV per sample is really low, you could go into the affiliate center, or you could go into our system and look at, okay, who are the affiliates that have the most sales and how many videos are they posting, right? If the affiliate with the most sales is posting one video, then you should probably try to get them to post more videos, because they obviously know how to sell, right? And then focus on those. And then like all the affiliates that are making no sales, probably just stop sending them samples, right? And then just focus on the ones that are generating sales and help them generate more sales or make more videos, right?
Very cool.
Just some examples of things that people look at.
Maybe another example would be, for example, like doing sort of A/B testing with like scripts or sort of video ideas, like give one batch of creators one video idea, another batch of creators different idea, and seeing which one succeeds. And that's as well. That works as well. Like you could have so the creator community is really good for this. If you're building, which I recommend every brand to build their own creator community, because then you can kind of control in one like system what the creators do to an extent. But if you have a creator community, you can say like, okay, this batch of 20 creators, here's the talking points and value propositions I want you guys to focus on. And this group, you guys focus on a different one, and then just see what happens from there, right? You can even give them a script if you want, but then the script part is kind of defeats the purpose of creators. But yeah.
Speaking of community, creator community, what has been your like advice for a new brand to create this amazing community?
Yeah, so my advice is a lot of brands will try to get as many creators as possible. Like any creator I send a sample to, join my community, right? But that really quickly gets derailed because then these creators join like 1,000 communities, and what's the difference between your community and my community and your community, right? There's no difference, right? So they're not loyal to any one community. What I actually recommend—
friendship.
Yeah, well, exactly. So friendship is one thing. So if you are actually becoming friends with the creator, they will be more loyal to your community. So that's one thing. The other thing is actually I don't recommend inviting all creators that you give a sample to your community, right? I actually recommend waiting, seeing which creators generate GMV, and then inviting those creators to the community and keeping it small and tight knit, and then building the relationship. And then also like you're like, hey, these creators, you guys are all creators that have proven yourselves and generated GMV. Let's like keep increasing that, and you nurture them and help them out. And then the more GMV you create from those creators, you can actually take what they're doing and then send it to new creators, right? Because you're always trying to recruit new creators. And that way you have like this funnel where you're not wasting time with creators that aren't making any GMV. You're nurturing and helping the creators that are generating GMV increase that. And then you're finding new creators the whole time as well.
And do you recommend creating this community on Discord, Slack, iMessage, WhatsApp?
Yeah, so I will say that I'm a little biased and I say Discord because Discord, from a technical standpoint, has the best automation capabilities in terms of the APIs, in terms of the bots that you can configure in Discord. Like you can configure Discord bots to like help talk to creators. But I think wherever you are in the world, like we work with brands in the UK and in Brazil and the EU, right? Brazil, Discord doesn't even like, there's like, what is it, Discord, you know? They do WhatsApp in Brazil, right? So some Brazilian brands were like, oh, where do we do our creator community? And I was like, honestly, wherever your creators are going to respond the most, do it there. So for them, it's WhatsApp. So because the number one thing is like creator response rate. It's not efficiency of your internal team. Which is weird to say because that's all we're building is efficiency.
I know.
Right? But from a creator standpoint, the efficiency goes out the window. Like if they're not responding, no matter how efficient you are, it doesn't matter, right? So you need them to respond. So WhatsApp, if it's WhatsApp, it's WhatsApp. If it's like iMessage, it's iMessage. Wherever they're going to respond the most, do your creator community there.
So do what you have to do.
Exactly. Do what you have to do. Exactly.
So seems like we have another audience question.
Yeah.
So a question from Siddhant. So when there's a lot of competition between some category brands, what advice would you give to extra like incentivized creators for your brands to produce innovative and fresh content?
There's a lot of competition between brands.
So
innovative.
I think they're asking basically, creators are like sort of a hot commodity now. And so what sort of incentives or maybe like commission structures or basically how do you win over creators when there's a lot of other people trying to win them over as well?
Yeah. It depends on the product. So let's say, we have a feature called social intelligence where you can look at all the brands on TikTok Shop and see which creators are working with them, right? And then you can message those creators. So one thing that could be good is if you have a part of your product that is like comparable to another product that people are selling for, but your product is better in that one aspect, you can reach out to those creators. You can say, hey, we have the same product, but it's better because of these reasons. And if the creators actually believe in that and they like the product, I mean, like for example, for myself, if I was selling steak, because I love steak, right? Let's say I'm selling steak, right? Yeah. But then someone approaches me with like the same exact steak product. They're like a small brand, but they have the same exact steak, but it's organic and it's grass-fed. I will go to their steak because it's better than my non-organic, non-grass-fed steak, right?
I will go to the vegan store for me.
Sure, the vegan store, like a better vegan store. So if your product, the point is if your product is actually better, then you can reach out to those creators because they already have an affinity for selling your product and just show them that your product is better. And then that gives you a high chance of working with those creators. The other thing is, again, if you are a very small brand, you might have to do something that's a little bit more money budget intensive, which is like, hey, if you work with us and give our product a chance, we will pay you per video in the beginning and to show you that it's a better product, right? Like if you're going for like the best creator, you have to do that. Even for some smaller creators, you can incentivize them with like an upfront retainer payment because you're taking a bet on them, right? And they're taking a bet on you because you have to think about it. They don't know if they can make money with your product. Your product, like you just started your shop. You don't have any sales, or maybe you have very, very few sales. So they're taking a bet on you. You're taking a bet on them. And the final thing, as you've been saying, is the relationship, like the friendship, right? So if you are able to message the creator on TikTok or even see them in an in-person event, which is really good. I go to a bunch of in-person events, so that's the best way to connect with these big creators. You can become friends with them, you can talk to them, and then they'll say, hey, like, sure, I'll try your product. Like, we're friends. And then if they go viral, then maybe it'll just convert to you, right? So there's a lot of different ways you can go about it.
Mm-hmm. We have a question from Mika. Hi, Mika. If TikTok Shop isn't live in a country yet,
so you have a first mover advantage.
Yeah. Would you build a creator first agency or a brand first agency?
If it isn't available in the country yet, that builds creator communities for brands. Oh, I would build, well, it depends on like what you're good at, Mika. Like if you are good at building brands and you actually understand the operational side of TikTok Shop really well, I would like, there's a lot of agencies that are from, like countries that don't have TikTok Shop that are like Korea or like Colombia or Argentina. None of those countries have TikTok Shop, but there's agencies that are like doing really well because they understand the back end, what to do for TikTok Shop back end. So if you're good on the operational side, I would just recommend doing what you're good at. If you're really good at going viral, if you're good at creating content, if you're good at training creators and talking to creators and working with creators, because that is really, really hard, I will say, talking to like thousands of creators, like I struggle with that. But if you're good at that, then I would recommend doing that, right? It's like Social Army, the guys, I know the founder, Jasper and Stan, they're from the Netherlands and they were in Dubai. I think when they started, they were in Dubai. There is no TikTok Shop in the Netherlands or Dubai, but they were there since the beginning. They knew how to go viral. They knew how to like create a community and they did it. And then they've been like one of the top agencies, creator agencies in TikTok Shop since day one, right? So it's really like what you're good at and what you're interested in. I would go that way.
And last question from Sohun. How do you see TikTok Shop evolving over the next 2 years? And how do you see Reacher, your company, adapting to those shifts?
So Sohan is this guy who works for us, with us, our head of go-to-market. He's trying to stump me over here. Thank you, Sohan. So he already knows the answer to this question, so he's just asking it. But it's a good question. Thank you, Sohan, for putting me on the spot. So TikTok Shop, I think it's going to evolve in a few ways. I see it actually evolving as we speak, where AI content is going to become more prevalent because there is a problem of not enough good content on TikTok Shop in the US and in these other countries, and not enough good creators. Like they're constantly trying to onboard creators, but they don't have enough. Like they have 4 million creators, but out of the 4 million creators in the US, actually, can you guys guess how many creators out of 4 million make over 25K GMV per month?
1 million?
I'd say 200,000.
Okay, 200,000, 1 million. You're both very wrong. It's only 7,000 creators, about only 7,000 above 25K per month, which is like a tiny amount. So it's impossible. We have 400,000 brands or something like that. Only 7,000 creators. The math isn't nothing, right? So there has to be some sort of supplementation. So I think AI content is going to get much bigger, and we're looking into that. And there's a lot of other companies that are doing AI content. And then it's always the efficiency part of, like, we're in SF, right? Everything is agentic, everything is Claude, everything is open Claude. It's literally like identifying what are the very manual tasks that us humans are doing that we shouldn't be doing, and then just get rid of that, right? Like replace it with AI, so that we can focus on more strategic, like looking at the numbers and the data and trying to make business decisions or building relationships with other humans, essentially.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bora. I think we're about time. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much. We did it.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Buy this book. Are you guys selling this book?
On Amazon, yeah.
Buy the book from the
TikTok Shop.
Call to action. TikTok Shop and Amazon. Buy the book from the link below,
Yes, and check out Reacher.
Check out 14AI.
Have a good day, everyone.
All the shows. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming.